Hi, and welcome back to this video series. Today we're talking about Centrify Suite 2016.1. We're going to walk through doing a few demos with the new features. So in the previous video, we did the demo in which we did MFA with AutoZone. We looked at Auth OTP. Now we're going to focus on Windows, right? So DirectAuthorize for Windows has been a product that we have for a long time. It has been able to enforce access control and privilege elevation on Windows. And the idea is to use the same assets of Centrify Server Suite and define roles and rights that can be used on Windows, right? So you can have, for example, a user that has only certain applications that have been added to them, right? And they can do privilege elevation. The idea is to eliminate the need for local administrator access and privilege accounts like domain administrator, but do it end to end rather than just going to a vault checking out a password. We can actually enforce that. One of the cool things is that at the role level, we can enforce things like requiring multi-factor authentication, or at the application level. For example, I can have an app or a desktop in which after I set it up, right, I can say, well, it's going to run as administrators, but we're going to require multi-factor authentication. We're going to use the same assets of identity service, right, and we can set up a profile for privilege elevation. And what I have here is that I've set up all this out-of-band step-up or multi-factor capabilities for step-up. And it's very simple. I'm going to move here. I have another user, in this case Maggie. She's in a Windows system, right? So what we want is that she doesn't have any power. So if I look at the power options, there's no power options for her. If she wants to run things like this management, she can't because she's not a local administrator in the box, right? So what we want to do though is we want to make sure that if she's able to right click and run with privilege. At this point, she's going to pick a role that is going to, allow her to do her job. And then suddenly I can just, when I press OK, I'm going to be asked for my password. And then I can pick a different out-of-band step-up or multi-factor. Notice that I have YubiKey or Oath, email, and phone call, SMS. So I'm gonna do an email size, right? So I'm gonna go over here to my Android phone, and when my new email arrives, we'll see the experience, right? It doesn't necessarily qualify as multi-factor, right? Because you could be receiving the email in the same desktop that you're requesting the step up, but it's just to show the different out-of-band capabilities that exist. So I think that I have my Outlook, and where are you, Outlook? There you go. So I should be able to, receive an email and be able to approve it. So as you can see here, let's see, any new conversations. So that's the thing when you do an email. There's real time and there's email time, right? So here you go. Here's an account verification, and notice that I can do continue with authentication. When I click on that, automatically on this side, what you see is that the application is going to be launched for me. And several things are also going to happen. Now we've also added some events in the event log that show successful or failures of multi-factor authentication here. So while this application launches, and notice that it actually um, it's coming up, and notice that it's this management, right? What's happened when you're too many VMs going? But notice that this management is going to run, is going to give me all the capabilities I need. But at this point, it's very hard for me to get in trouble because it's not like I can open a URL and get my hash taken from here. So you're enforcing access end to end, and you're giving people exactly the applications they need. If they need a privileged desktop, we can. We're also doing certain things in the event log here. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. So notice that you're going to see a Centrify audit trail, right? So it's going to tell you that, this user was able to log into the console, right? But also, let's take a look here. He's going to say, hey, there was a challenge that succeeded via email for this person. Right? And finally, what you're going to see is that the user was able to run this management uh, based on the role that was been defined for the user. So end-to-end enforcement of the least access model, right? So one of the things that Centrify is adding, is adding also multi-factor on login, and that's coming in the fall of this year. So the idea is to either beat or meet the deadline for PCI DSS 3.2. And I'm hoping that this was helpful to you.